I think the most memorable parts of my time is involved how well accepted Willie Pete is at the university as well as in the school. From when I first arrived, my supervisor inquiring about him being a service dog and getting him to come to the lab every day, to the head of school, asking him to take part in school pictures and barbecues, and even in my Viva when the first questions examiner asked was, where's your dog? And I was able to go grab my dog and bring him into my PhD defense, and that was brilliant as well. So I think that's probably quite ingrained in my memorable experiences at St. Andrews. I think the first and most important thing is probably finding something that you're really interested in. I've met a few people who start studying something because they got funding for it, and that never really lasts or ends well. So I think that's probably most important. But then also picking a supervisor that relates quite heavily to what you're interested in is important as well. Again, you know what you're interested in and you get accepted to a program, and then trying to fit a supervisor into your interests doesn't work out as well either. So I think those are probably the most important things, but also to not get discouraged by being an undergraduate or master's where you have a lot of coursework and assignments and exams and things like that. I think PhD is very different, so it's not the same. It's not the same, just longer. It is different and can be far more enjoyable if you're studying something you like and you have the right supervisor. So I got interested in studying the halo effect because I was initially trained as a teacher. I did my master's in teaching, and then I also did a master's in psychology, and mixing the two, I eventually became interested in how teachers being biased or teachers having higher expectations for certain students over others can influence those students' future academic performance. And so attractiveness seemed like an important thing to look at in terms of perceptions of intelligence and how that bias may have some serious consequences. Yeah. Well, currently my postdoc is looking at fitness and perceptions of attractiveness and health and potentially perceptions of intelligence. So that's been great fun, and there's been the opportunity to look at other interests of mine like individual differences that influence academic performance and sports performance, like grit and conscientiousness. So I really enjoy doing that, and in the future I'd like to look at stress closer in relation to attractiveness and perceived health and intelligence, but also in relation to grit and conscientiousness and other personality and individual differences that influence both academic performance and sports performance.